May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good morning, sir.
Please.
Yes.
I'll start from your DAF. You have participated in something, should voting be made compulsory? Now, is voting a right or a duty?
So, as per Article 326 of Indian Constitution, it guarantees right to vote to every citizen who is above 18 years of age.
Does Article 326 clearly grant that right?
So, the phrase that is right to vote is not clearly written there, but it has been through the law, that is Representations of People's Act.
Which section of the RP Act actually says right to vote?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of the particular section.
Now, voting is fundamental to democracy.
Yes.
So, why didn't the framers of our constitution make the right to vote a fundamental right?
So, in my opinion, it was not enshrined in the constitution as the fundamental duty. The
Right.
reason, right. The reason could be the framers of our constitution wanted to that the democracy of India should be consensus based and awareness based. So, the consensus should be built that voting is your duty and you should exercise your vote.
I'm asking about it being a fundamental right.
Sorry, sir, I thought
You again going back.
So right to vote is a kind of expression, that is we express our political choice, and that has already been mentioned in Article 19, that is right to freedom of speech and expression. So I think that right to vote can be related to that article of fundamental rights.
Okay. Uh, Coming to sociology, uh, how would you define democracy in sociological terms?
So in sociological terms, I will define democracy as aspirations of the people, will of the people, inclusivity, and accountability.
Uh, there's a phrase in Latin, vox populi vox Dei, meaning that the voice of people is the voice of God. Do you think this phrase fits the idea of democracy, that the voice of the people is the voice of God?
Pardon, sir, can you repeat the phrase?
Vox populi vox Dei, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Does this phrase define democracy?
So, in country like India, there is the rule of people. So, I think that voice of the people is the important and is the only important for the
So
democracy.
we can take it to mean that the voice of the people is the voice of God.
So, I would like to say voice of the people is the supreme.
So are you agreeing with me or you are disagreeing with me?
So, here the word God can have subjective interpretations for every individual. So, I think that voice of the people is the supreme.
But it is not the voice of God. And how many subjective meanings of God can you figure out? Tell me.
So the meaning of God for one can be that one is omnipresent, another can be almighty, another can be depending upon the different religions who consider God as some religions consider God in human form, some religions consider God not in human form. So this can be the different interpretations.
Does the sociological definition of religion involve God?
So, sociological definition of religion says that a religion is the community of people which have shared beliefs, values, practices, and consensus.
Sociology says that or Durkheim says that?
Sir Durkheim is a sociologist and he says that this.
That is the that is the functionalist view of religion. Now before we end, now give me a conflict view of religion.
So, conflictist view of religion would go like that. Religion is one of the primary institutions of the society, and the conflictist view says that who controls the base structure controls the other structure. So the people who control base structure, they propagate their values and beliefs through the religion.
Base is what? In Marxist sociology, what is base?
Sir, in Marxist sociology, base structure relates to the economic structures of the country.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Mahi, you come from Ujjain, you recite Veer Ras ki Kavita, and your optional is sociology. I'll read out a phrase, you tell me what do you mean by it. जमहूरियत वो तर्ज हुकूमत है जिसमें इंसान को गिनते हैं तौला नहीं करते.
So can you please repeat it?
जमहूरियत वो तर्ज हुकूमत है जिसमें इंसान को गिनते हैं तौला नहीं करते.
So what I can understand of this is that here it means that people should not be compared. They have their own individual identities. And
No, you're off the mark. Jamhuriyat means democracy. So democracy is that form of government in which you count the people. You don't weigh their quality. Okay, you are also a student of physics, computer science and mathematics. Be ready for a long grueling. What is it? If you have to explain to a lay person what is differentiation and integration, how will you explain?
Sorry, sir, I will.
You'll have to think.
Yes, sir.
What is quantum computing?
So quantum computing is an emerging area where the computers or the devices uses quantum technology to store data and to process the calculations.
What is quantum
And
technology?
so quantum technology is the working at subatomic levels, that is qubits level, which is far more advanced than the binary system.
Why?
So because in binary system we have just 0 and 1, that is either present or absent, or right or wrong. But in the quantum computing or in the quantum technology, there may be variety of probabilities. There are many chances of finding a particular position. So and it is only subatomic.
So what is the delay? Why are we not moving forward in this quantum computing?
So as far as the case of India is concerned,
No, worldwide. I'm not talking of India.
So the reasons why we are not moving ahead in quantum is that there can be technological reasons, such as the amount of energy which the quantum computer needs is very large, and the technological advancement is not up to the mark.
You're guessing. Okay, that's not really true. Okay, what is the difference between a discovery and invention?
So according to me, discovery is, when we discover a thing, it means that it is already present, but we have found it. Means like, for example, discovery of India. India was always present, but Vasco da Gama found India in 1948. But invention is that when we create a new thing, for example, invention of the bulb, invention of the engine. This is the difference.
All right, so finding about universe is invention or discovery?
So I would say that it's a discovery.
Discovery.
Because it has
Okay,
been-
all right, thank you.
Mahi.
Yes, sir.
What does Mahi stand for? Any meaning of Mahi?
Yes, sir.
What does it?
So if we see the Sanskritic meaning of Mahi, it means goddess earth, wisdom and greatness. But if we see Punjabi meaning of Mahi, it is used, it is said with the word way, combinedly said as Mahi way, which is used for our better half or soulmate.
So there is any river in your name? Any river, Mahi river? Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir. The Mahi river originates at a village called Minda, which is very nearby my house. But in local language, we say it Mahi river. It is the English pronunciation that we say Mahi.
From where? From your district, Dhar district. It passes through which areas in state? Which other state it passes through?
So Mahi river passes through totally 3 states, that is Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Gujarat.
And ultimately it goes westwards.
Yes, sir. in Arabian Sea.
Then falls into Arabian Sea. Okay. You have studied in Devi Ahilyabai University.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about major contribution of Devi Ahilyabai?
So Devi Ahilyabai is famously known as Rajmata of Indore. The contributions of Devi Ahilyabai are in the fields of administration. She has developed a sound administrative mechanism for Indore. Second, she had done great job in the sanitation works of Indore in her times, like sewage maintenance. Third, she has gold plated many temples of India, for example Kashi Vishwanath temple, giving rise to cultural heritage
So,
of India.
what's her major contribution towards women empowerment, women for women?
So for women empowerment, which comes to my mind is that she stressed so much on the education of women of Indore in her time, as she was the queen of Indore state, and she herself was a scholar, so she addressed much on women
There
education.
was one major problem, social problem in her time, which she fought tooth and nail against it. Can you tell me?
So it could be the conditions of widows.
No. Sati Partha, have you heard? Yes. She was against Sati Partha. And you tell me, what is the difference between Sati Partha and Johar?
So I'll define Johar as follows. It is a practice which is committed by the wives of kings when their husbands go to war, and if the news comes that their husband has been died, so their wives submit themselves to the fire so that the enemy could not take disadvantage of their body. It is the Johar Pratha, that is they do it willingly. And when it comes to Sati Pratha, when the husband of a lady dies, then she is put to fire with the dead body of the husband itself.
Why it is not vice versa also? Why it is only one way? What is your...
So I think that one way is also not good thing.
Okay. Okay, you tell me, this... yesterday we have a budget, interim budget. There was some special benefits given to women in that budget. Can you name few of them, which are the major highlights relating to women?
Pardon sir, but I have not gone through the budget highlights.
You have also participated in debate. What were your topic? One was voting for everybody, made compulsory. What was the other topic?
Sir, the other was the speech competition. It was like Shuddh ke liye Yuddh was the topic. It was related to food adulteration.
Okay, food adulteration. Now voting be made compulsory. Along with that, there is now one nation, one election. What is your take on that? Is it good? If not, why? Or whether we should do it? Now there a high power committee has been constituted. So what is your take on that?
Yes, as you mentioned, the high powered committee has been constituted under the chairmanship of our former president, sir. To implement one nation and one election, we would have to see both the pros and cons of the one nation and one election. If I say about the pros, it will reduce the election expenditure, that is, it will provide fiscal consolidation to the Indian economy. Second, it will reduce the constant cycle of model code of conduct that is implemented in the state, which halts the development process. But if we see what are the cons of the one nation one election, it would be like elections are like the test for political party. For example, as a student is put to test every month, so election tests the credibility of the political party. So, and also it helps in bringing inclusive and responsible government at the center. And so
You are telling me about pros or cons?
so first I mentioned about the pros.
These are the
Yes, sir, these are the
cons are normally which are not in favor of the...
yes, sir, and
But
pros
you
are
are saying
like
it will
yes, sir.
bring the center.
So I am mentioning both pros and cons so that we could have a balanced view on and a scientific view that what should we do.
Anyhow, you tell me my last question. Sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka priyas. What do you take out of it? What does it mean to you?
So I will like to break this phrase in three parts, that is Sabka Saath, Vikas and Prayas. When it comes to Sabka Saath, it signifies the inclusiveness of the country, and which is reflected in many actions of the government, like schemes for women, schemes for tribal people, schemes for youth. When it comes to Sabka Prayas, it means that it means participation of all the people of India, which government is trying to encourage our youth and all the sections of society to participate in the making of India a developed country. When it comes to Sabka Vikas, it means that a country can develop only when all its citizens are
Okay,
developed.
my last question, coming out of yours. Do you think by 2047, India will become a developed country?
So in my view, we still have 23 years to go to 2047, which is Amrit Kal for India. And if I say about the economic terms, so if our GDP grows at 7 to 8% rate each year, so
That is
we
enough for you for the to become a developed country?
yes, in 2047, if every year our GDP grows at 7 to 8% with nominal GDP growth rate of 12 to 13%, economically we can become a developed country. But today the developed country's definition has been expanded from economy only. That is the social status of country should also be good. That is the health parameters and the sections like women, youth.
What will be the size of our economy at that time if we become a developed country?
So, as per definition, the developed
Not
country.
that, yeah,
Yes.
tell me whatever you think.
So, as per definition, the developed country is a country whose per capita income is more than $16,000 as per World Bank.
13,000, anyhow. And what will be the size of our economy?
So, it would be 25 trillions in 2047.
Okay. Indian Constitution, Mahi, preamble defines Indian Constitution's quintessence or essence. Sovereign, socialistic, democratic, republic. Anything I missed? Secular. Now, since we are going with this new phase of Indian democracy, can we add spiritualism as another concept? We have 76, in 1976 we added socialistic. Now we can do spiritualism. Do you think it will be well in order, or it will be doing good for the nation? Because we are going for Amrit Kal.
So I think that our preamble is very well set to define the qualities of our Indian nation. As far as spiritualism is concerned, to add it into the preamble, I'll say that I don't see the immediate need to add this word in the preamble, because as fundamental rights, which like Article 25, which says that right to freedom of religion, it encompasses the spiritual freedom of a person also.
Okay. Fundamental rights or fundamental duties, do you consider more important?
Which do I consider more important?
Yeah, which do you consider more important?
So I think that for the stability of country, both have to be balanced, and Honorable Supreme Court of India has also said that fundamental duties and fundamental rights should be balanced. So I will say that both are very important.
Where do you find the basic structure of Indian Constitution?
So the word basic structure has is nowhere mentioned in the Indian Constitution, but the Honorable Supreme Court of India has defined basic structure as a set of principles and ideas which distinguishingly defines the character of Indian Union. And if they are abridged, it will destroy the basic nature of India.
You are from Madhya Pradesh. Taking Madhya Pradesh from Bimaru status, what 3 sociological reforms would you suggest?
So the 3 sociological reforms which I would suggest will be: first, the upgradation of the condition of women and including them in the mainstream economy of Madhya Pradesh. Second will be taking advantage of the youth power. Third will be industrialization in Madhya Pradesh, because East Madhya Pradesh today lacks industrial industries. So I would recommend these three sociological reforms.
Social justice, political justice, or economic justice? Which one is more important for women?
So in my view, social justice is more important for women, because if she is delivered social justice, then apparently she will be at advantageous side in the terms of economy and polity also.
As Marx, as a sociologist, does not agree with you. You have any view on it? Marx does not to say that. Karl Marx, as a sociologist, believes that economic structure is more important. Okay, last question. Women-led development, did it do enough or still to be done more?
So we are still to do more in women-led development. In terms of, if I say in terms of economy, women represent 50% of the Indian population, but their labor force participation rate is only 32 to 33%. So we still have to increase it. In terms of polity, if I say in the 2019 Lok Sabha, only 14% were the women legislators, and they represent 50% of the Indian population. So we have to increase that number. If we see the educational sector, that is a STEM sector, the participation of women is very less in that sector, and especially in mechanical sector, it is very less, which is up to 10 to 12% only. So we have many areas to develop when women are considered.
Thank you. You said social justice is more important than economical justice for women. What government of India is doing apart from the economical justice?
So in terms of social justice,
No, you said Abhi when sir was asking
yes.
कि social justice will give it a priority as compared to economical justice.
Yes.
What government of India is doing for social justice apart from the economical justice for women?
So what comes to my mind for social justice is that a government have schemes like for example Ujjwala scheme which will provide LPG cylinders. So it will reduce the chances of it will reduce the out of pocket expenditure of women on health, because due to coal gas they can suffer from breathing problems. So it will increase their health parameters. So this one comes to my mind when social justice is
Why are you associating women with kitchen?
I'm not associating only women with kitchen, but as India is considered, it is view that women is able to handle both the pressures, that is home pressure also and outside pressure also.
Okay, you have worked for underprivileged children. You used to teach them. What is privilege?
So privilege, in my opinion, is the availability of all the facilities which are needed.
Okay, and what is privilege in sociology?
So privileged in sociology will stem from the same definition, that is the availability of the facilities, and the facilities could be decomposed into economic facility, social facility, religious facility, family
Okay.
facility.
What are the kinds of privileges you can think of?
So in general, I can think of privileges as follows. First one is the economic privileges, for example, financial background of the country.
Just mention the
Yes, sir.
privileges, not examples.
In sociology, caste privileges is also mentioned. Third will be demographic privileges. Fourth will be residential privilege, that from which area you belong to. So these privileges come to
Okay,
mind.
can there be a religious privilege also on a global level?
So I think that globally all the countries have adopted secularism with consensus. So I think that all the religions are equal and they are equally
So
respected.
there is no religious privilege. This is what you are trying to say.
So in countries which embrace official religions, for example, countries like UAE,
Let's
Qatar.
discuss about India.
Yes, sir.
Does India have religious privilege?
Uh, uh, I don't think so that India has religious
Are you sure?
privileges. But as far as minorities are concerned, they have certain privileges to administer, to establish their educational institutes. But education itself is a secular topic. So coming from any religion, I don't think you are going to be discriminated in India.
If you would be Mahi Khan, the chances would be same for you. Or if you would be some Mahi with a Joseph or some Christian surname, the chances would be same for you in India.
Yes, sir. Definitely, the chances would be same for me in India.
Okay, my last part. You were this coordinator of Ek Bharat Shreshth Bharat.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What is nation? What is nation in sociology? Answer very quickly.
So nation in sociology is a territory, is a political territory where a community resides, and the community itself has the conscience that they belong to that particular territory.
Okay, what's the difference between a nation and a state?
So when it comes to state, it is more analyzed on the basis of its functions, that what are the what state would perform. For example, giving security, giving food to people, or other functions. So but state is a function oriented term and nation is a territory oriented
Okay,
term.
can we call people living in a nation nationalist?
So nationalist, the term nationalist, in my limited knowledge, I think that the term nationalist means that when people have respect for the political boundaries of the country and the administration and the government of the country.
So can we call people living in a nation nationalist? Answer this.
Sorry, sir, I am not able to.
You're not able to recall.
I am not able to.
Okay, thank you, Mai.
We have not been able to ask you something very pertinent because of lack of time, but I sought chairman's permission. You say that you write Veer Ras ki Kavita. What is the Kavita that you have written that you can recite to us?
So I'll recite 4 lines which I have wrote recently. That is, अपनी कविता से एक ऐसा मुल्क गढ़ूं जो हर दिशा में, हर दशा में अपराजित हो. जब भी भारत का स्वर्णिम भविष्य वाचूं तो जिह्वा पर माँ शारदे विराजित हो.
Very good.
How do you think your interview went?
So it was good, sir.
Okay. How many of you mocks have you done?
So it's my 6th mock,
When's your interview?
29th February.
20 February. What was the feedback you got in the previous mocks?
So they said me that whenever someone asks you a question, take a pause of 2 to 3 seconds and then answer it. This was
Anything
it.
else?
No, sir. Anything? No, sir.
Nothing? Personality wise, no issue. Very nice personality. You come out as somebody very simple. About the way you talk. Sometimes they might agree or disagree with me, but sometimes I found you are talking too fast. And sometimes your answers were very lengthy. 1 or 2 people had to sort of check you in between. So try and watch over that. 2-3 times you were guessing without taking permission from the board that can I make a guess. Avoid that. It's an advantage for you because if you have taken my permission that can I guess, then I know it's a guess. It might be wrong. But if you guess without taking my permission, then if you're wrong, you're wrong. Correct? I have a feeling that you would need a little more depth in understanding things. I'll give you one, two small examples. Before that, sometimes I found you were not paying attention to the question. You recall one of my questions about voting as a right or a duty. Twice I asked you about right, twice you answered about duty. Correct? So pay attention to what is being asked. Then were you getting confused in what I said, that voice of people is the voice of God? Or
Yes, I was confused in that.
why were you getting confused?
I have never heard this phrase, so I don't know the meaning.
But I told you the meaning, that the voice of people is the voice of God. The more confused you were getting, the more I could have sort of trapped you into it. So it's safer to move away and say that I can't think beyond this, or I can't express beyond this, or I don't know beyond this. Very basic questions asked by my colleague there. Nation, state, nationalism. These are part of your sociology syllabus, these words, correct? So why were you not very clear?
So because I have not, I'm now about to revise sociology as I have completed my.
But these are very, very basic terms, aren't they? Now, just to add to that, just to see how you answer, what's nationality and what is citizenship?
So I'm not in position
Think,
to give
think.
like answer.
I'm not testing your knowledge. I just want to see how you react to this. So don't worry.
So citizenship is a concept which is related to the benefits that we get out of being the part of the country, and
Nationality?
nationality is a feeling that we belong and the conscience that we belong to the country.
Fair enough. So why did you immediately say, I don't know?
So
Last point. Nation and state, they are very basic concepts in sociology and very basic concepts in polity. Now, state is not a function-based concept. State is a political concept, nation is a cultural concept. A state has four features in polity: territory, population, government, sovereignty. So where is the function here? Nationality is the nation is the feeling of oneness, that we belong to a particular area, correct? So a bit more clarity. I won't go into more details. I just want to very quickly repeat what I have said. Some answers, cut them short. Listen to the question carefully before you answer. Take permission before guessing, or don't guess. Just say you don't know. If you start feeling trapped in a question, move out as soon as you can. Correct? Basics must improve. You have the time. Correct? Anything you want to say to me in return before my colleagues talk to you? Anything you want to ask?
so as you said that if you feel trapped, then move ahead. So how can we do it? Sir?
I said voice of the people is the voice of God. The voice of people is important, then silence. I again asked you, is the voice of people the voice of God? Again, you could have just said that, sorry, I'm unable to understand the concept, or something like that. Am I right? The more you go round and round, the more you will get into trouble. Correct?
No, in my opinion, you came out as a very well turned out person. You had answers to a lot of questions. And the only problem was, as was explained by the chairman, your answers were long. So I don't know how many mocks you intend to do. Our suggestion would be to cut down on the number of mocks now. You have about 25, 26 days left. Take maybe one mock or two mocks at a gap of a week or so. In the meantime, you go over the concepts, the basic concepts which have been told, and work on priority-wise answer. Also, I saw that in some of the questions, you started giving an introduction before hitting at the main question. It's not like the written exam. We don't have time. And the moment the question is asked, as you were rightly informed by the earlier panelists in earlier mocks, take a few moments, organize your thoughts. Go back to the priority number 1 and start immediately with the priority number 1 answer. That will make you look more organized.
Yes, sir.
On one more thing, at some point of time you said, in my limited knowledge. This phrase I think you should not use. Say, as far as I can think or whatever, but in my limited knowledge is something which puts you on a negative,
It's a negative connotation.
all right? And the last point that I have to mention is about your dress. I think your sari is little up. It should cover the shoe. Obviously, you will wear a more formal shoe or sandal, but the sari should be covering the sandal. Otherwise, it looks little up.
Yes, sir.
And the last point will be that the moment you enter the room, you think that you are an officer. You are not being interrogated like at a police station. You are here for a chat with some of the seniors. In that chat, it is the respect has to be there, but otherwise it has to be taken as a friendly discussion on certain matters of interest.
Yes, sir.
If you don't know an answer, there is no harm at all. You can simply say, I don't know, or I'll need to read, and move on, because you're not wasting the time of the panel as well as the individual panelist. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes,
Any
sir.
question?
No, sir.
All the best to you.
Sir, I also share most of the thing. I also observed that you are moving your head sometimes a little more. Don't move like that. Be natural. Just don't ignore the board. There is no need of following any rules, 65, 80, 20, nothing. Be comfortable. Follow. Just don't neglect anyone. Suppose a lady member is there, somebody is sitting on the corner. Don't neglect. Carry forward. Engage them. That is one thing. Dressing, sir has told you, the color of the sari can be improved.
Yes, sir.
The shoe can be improved. Maybe off-white, a little yellowish color. Maybe what gives you the best personality.
Yes.
Emotionally, psychologically, physically, in all respects, you should project the best of you, best of Mahi. That's what interview is all about, talking also. Talking again, sir has pointed out very rightly, it is not a question answer session. It is an engaging conversation with a logical purpose, getting into the civil service. Can you do that? Then you are in. You are very sound knowledge, very articulate, very communicative. You have all the qualities required.
All the best.
Last one thing. When you came, you said you wished good morning to everyone,
In fact,
right? So stay mentally alert.
I forgot to say that.
And the second thing, listen calmly.
Yes.
Understand the question, then start answering.
Yes, sir.
Okay, otherwise you are very good.
Yes.
All the best.
Don't feel unnerved by our comments. Okay, you are good.
Very good.
My questions you answered very well.
And you need to be better.
You are
and
a young
can
and
become
second attempt, so
So actually, I'm directly coming from other mock interview to here only
Don't
without
think too many.
having food.
How are you analyzing your interviews then? How are you analyzing your interviews then? What are the suggestions the mock is giving you? How are you analyzing, understanding it? If you're jumping
more
from
than
one
one
mock to
mock
one
in a
mock,
day.
That is.
Otherwise, you will be.
You don't need any more mock.
I think you are ready otherwise. You know you have taken part in
If
5-6
need be,
mocks. Don't take too many mocks.
You go to different people, these limited knowledges. Many people tutor the candidate with my limited knowledge.
Yes.
That is a tutored language.
Tutored language too.
So don't get tutored by many people. Let the original, you think of which board makes you
Comfortable.
comfortable.
stay natural, relax.
All the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Go and eat. Must be hungry. Go and eat.
Doing good.